I also reached out to the director of a local organization called the Trans Equity Project, and I learned a lot about homelessness that our trans youth are experiencing. I also learned about the services that they offer for people who are currently transitioning. I've attended Pride every single year, and I missed it last year being in person, but I definitely attended virtually, and I can't wait to attend again in person this year, hopefully. And more recently, I've attended the Trans Day of Visibility and the Trans Day of Remembrance. Thank you all for the hosting those two events. And I should also point out that I have LGBTQ folks that are part of my campaign team. They are literally informing me of my policies and directing my campaign. So I've been an ally while I was on school board, as I'm on city council, and I will be an ally as mayor. And I will tell you, one of the first things I will do as mayor is to do a climate assessment. It's been far too long since we've done one, to ensure that everyone who works in City Hall is safe, valued, and that especially people who are in marginalized communities are not discriminated against or harassed. I will make sure of that. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gerlach, the COVID-19 pandemic has unmasked existing disparities faced by the LGBTQ community and other marginalized populations. What lessons did you learn in this past year that will affect your public health decisions, and how will it impact future city budgets if you are mayor? You have 2 minutes for your answer.
Definitely. So first off, in terms of the budget, under my administration, we will implement priority-based budgeting, because with priority-based budgeting, we will actually be able to have that moral document that addresses the Vision 2030, the values and the priorities of a community. Now, speaking specifically to COVID recovery, you're 100% right, Adrian. There have been cracks and open wounds in the system that many of us have lived our entire lives, and they have now been exposed. So in order to fix these systemic issues, it takes more than Band-Aids. It takes intentional planning, and it takes specific policies. One of these cracks that has been exposed has been homelessness. We know that the LGBTQ community suffers homelessness at a higher rate than the general population, and yet we only have one shelter in the entire Lehigh Valley that will accept a youth who identifies as trans. That is unacceptable in the year of 2021, and it will be unacceptable when I am mayor. We also know that in Allentown, most of the jobs that exist in Allentown are held by non-Allentown residents. That's why right now I am working on an employee Allentown ordinance that will incentivize businesses to hire Allentown residents and actually set metrics for us to contract with Black, Brown, and LGBTQ businesses here in Allentown. And then finally, we have to address these health disparities that exist across the nation, but even here in Allentown. We know there are certain risks in the LGBT community, such as certain cancers and anxiety and depression that are at higher rates in the community. We have to make sure that our healthcare providers are properly trained and aware of these disparities so that they can provide the proper screenings and prevention tools for folks that are in Allentown and throughout the Lehigh Valley.